All right, so there you go. All right, here we go. We're going to do. If you take a look at problem number 6 here, it says find the volume of this right triangular prism. So obviously you see the base. This is not a pyramid, so this is not a third. So the volume in this problem is big B times H, and B in this problem equals 1/2 base times height. So therefore, big B is 1/2 of 5 times 8. So big B equals 20 centimeters squared. So then we find the volume. That's volume equals 20 times the height of that prism is 3. So the volume is 60 cubic centimeters, which is A. Questions on that? Know that the bases are triangles. The height is 3. All right. Next problem. Number 7. It talks about a triangular prism. Has base area of that and volume of that. The height. Find the height. All right, so triangular prism, base area, volume, find the height. What? All right, so once again, in a triangular prism situation, we're using these same formulas as above. So volume is big B times H. Now it actually gives us big B right there. So volume is 71.454 equals 7.3 H. That's how you would have to set this one up. So on a calculator, we would divide 71.54 divided by 7.3, and we would get 9.8. Centimeters. So C is the answer for that problem. Yeah. Questions on that one? Next one, cylinder. So the base area is 100. So we have a cylinder, and this whole area it gives us is 100. That's a good thing. And it can hold up to 1,500. So in the whole thing, it holds up to 1,500. Now, so if we know that the formula for a cylinder, volume equals big B times H, the question is probably find the height. It does. So we're looking for the height. So 1,500 equals 100 H. Divide by 100. H is 15 centimeters, which is C. Questions there? So you already had the volume and the base and the area of the base. All right, so Next problem. You have a standard die. That's a cube with sides measuring 15 millimeters. What is the volume of the die? Okay, so the volume is big B times H, and it just so happens that this is length times width times height, and just so happens that all the sides are the same because it's a cube. A cube is perfect, so it's 15 times 15 times 15. So the volume is probably around 3375 cubic millimeters. Number 9, cubic millimeters. All right. Number 10. A soup can has a radius of 4.3 and a height of 11.6. What is the volume to the nearest tenth of a cubic centimeter? All right, so the volume equals pi r squared, that's the base, times h. So volume equals pi times the radius of 4.3 squared times 11.6. So all we got to do is put that into a calculator. Now it's wanting us to use pi in this problem. So what I would do is 4.3 squared times pi times 11.6. And it's around 673.8. Which is C. Questions there? Number 11, a storage box for skis. So this is a box, measures almost a half a meter high, a half a meter wide, 1.7 meters long. What's the volume? So the volume here is LWH. So the volume equals 0.45 times 0.45 times 1.7. So we just have to multiply that. And that equals 0.33425. Hey, have to be careful on that one. Make sure all your units of the measures are alike. You may have to move some decimals around if that's not the case. Number 12, a backyard sandbox shaped like a rectangular, right rectangular prism is that. It's 0.45 meters high, 2 meters wide, 2.6 meters long. If the sand in the box is 1/4 meters deep, what's the volume of the sand in the box? All right, so the key is it's talking about the sand. So the volume of the sand is length times width times height, but you got to be mindful that you are using the length is 2.6 times the width is 2 times the height of the sand is 0.25. That's a trick question. Make sure you know how to do that problem. So 2.6 times 2 times 0.25, that equals 1.3 cubic meters. 12 is A. 13, got another box that holds that much cubic. And I'm wondering if that's supposed to be a dot there. With sides measuring 45. Has a square base. What is the height? So this is volume equals length times width times height. So volume equals 45 times 45 times H. The volume is 151.875. I think it might be 151,000. Equals 45 times 45, 2025H. Divide that by 2025, so 151,875 divided by 2025, 75. and it'd be centimeters. So 13 is B. And the last one, number 14. A recycling bin is shaped like a rectangular prism and holds 300,000 cubic centimeters of returnable containers. If the base of the bin is 40 and the 60 long, what's the height? So volume equals LWH. So 300,000 times 40 times 60 times H. So we divide by 2,400 to both sides. Those cancel. H equals 300,000 divided by 2,400. H is 125. Now, that's centimeters. Look at all these answers. They're in meters. So it'd be B. Be mindful that 100 centimeters is 1 meter. Yes. All right. Rest of period. What you got? 10, 25 minutes.